Welcome back to Character Construction, where we figure out how to play as your favorite fictional characters in Dungeons & Dragons. Today's build is none other than Tsung himself. The goals are as follows. First, we gotta be able to replicate shape-shifting abilities. Next, we gotta be able to manipulate fire. Finally, we gotta be able to be the Master of Souls. After all, the stats are as follows. Strength is a 14, Dexterity is a 10, Constitution is a 12, Intelligence is a 13, Wisdom is an 8, and finally Charisma is a 15. Our race is a variant human. Being a variant human grants us +1 and 2 ability scores. We're going to go with Charisma and Intelligence. Our feat of choice is none other than the Tough feat. This grants us an extra 2 hit points per level. Finally, our skill of choice is none other than Athletics. Our background is none other than the Faction Agent. This grants us proficiency in Insight and Intimidation, as well as 2 languages of our choice. Finally, we gain the Safe Haven feature, allowing you to take advantage of your outworld heritage, but may also come at disadvantage depending on who your DM is. Level 1, we're going to take a first level in Warlock, and we're going to go with the Hexblade archetype. Hexblade grants us Hexblade's Curse, and as a bonus action, you can curse a creature. While cursed, you gain a bonus to damage rolls against the target equal to your proficiency bonus. Any attack roll you make, a 19 or a 20 is considered a critical hit, and if the creature dies, you regain hit points equal to your Warlock level plus your Charisma modifier. Next up, we gain Hex Warrior. This grants you proficiency with medium armor, shields, and martial weapons, and you can make one weapon a special weapon, granting you the ability to use your Charisma modifier on attack rolls with it. Next up, we gain Pact Magic, allowing you to have very limited spell slots, but be able to cast it at the highest level. Next up, we gain History and Arcana as our 2 skills of choice. Next up, we gain Proficiency in Constitution and Charisma saving throws. Finally, we're going to get to our spells. Our first cantrip is none other than Eldritch Blast. This allows you to make a 1d10 force damage. Next up, we gain Chill Touch. Chill Touch allows you to do a ranged spell attack. If it hits, it does 1d8 necrotic damage, and the target cannot regain hit points until the start of your next turn. Our first spell choice is none other than Hellish Rebuke. Any creature within 60-foot of you that makes an attack roll against you can make a dexterity saving throw, or take 2d10 fire damage or half damage on a successful save. And next up, we gain Hexed, one of the most broken spells in the game. Whenever you do damage to the creature, they take an additional 1d6 necrotic damage. They have disadvantage on ability checks of a particular ability score of your choice, and if the creature is dead, as a bonus action, before the spell runs out, you can transfer it to another creature within the spell's range. Level 3, we take another level in Warlock. This grants us to cast second level spells. We're going to go with Misty Step, allowing you to teleport as a bonus action up to 30 feet. Next up, we gain our Pact. We're going to go with Pact of the Tome. This allows you to cast 3 additional cantrips as long as the book is on your possession. First one, we're going to go with Firebolt. Firebolt allows you to do 1d10 fire damage as long as you succeed on his ranged spell attack. Next up, we gain Ray of Frost. Ray of Frost allows you to make a spell attack roll, and if you hit, you do 1d8 cold damage, and you reduce the speed by 10 feet until the start of your next turn. Finally, we gain Shocking Grasp. As if you didn't already have copyright problems as it is, this allows you to do 1d8 lightning damage on a melee spell attack hit, and the target cannot take reactions until the start of its next turn. Level 4, we're going to take another level in Warlock. This grants us an ability score improvement. We're going to put 2 more points into our Charisma. Next up, we gain the Whole Person spell. This allows the creature to make a Wisdom saving throw or be paralyzed. Next up, we gain another cantrip. We're going to go with the Poison Spray cantrip. Poison Spray allows creatures to make a Constitution saving throw or take 1d12 poison damage. Level 5, we gain another level in Warlock. This grants us Vampiric Touch. This allows you to make a melee spell attack roll. and if you hit, you deal 3d6 necrotic damage, and you gain hit points equal to half the damage spelled. And until the spell ends with 1 minute of concentration, you can essentially do the same thing as your action. Next up, we gain Sign of Ill Omen Invocation. This allows us to cast Bestow Curse once using a warlock spell. This forces the creature to make a wisdom saving throw, and if they fail, you can choose one of the following options. You can choose an ability score, and granting them disadvantage on any ability checks or saving throws made with that ability score. You can also grant them disadvantage on attack rolls against you, or you can force them to make a wisdom saving throw at the start of each of their turns. If it fails, it wastes its action to do nothing. Or finally, while the target is cursed, your attacks and spells deal an extra 8d necrotic damage to the target. Moving on to level 6, we can take another level in Warlock. Because of this, we gain a Cursed Spectre. When you slay a humanoid creature, you cause it to be turned to a Spectre. When the Spectre appears, it gains temporary hit points equal to half your Warlock level. You must roll initiative for it, as it has its own turns, but it obeys your verbal commands, and it gains a special bonus to its attack rolls equal to your Charisma modifier. The Spectre remains in your service until the end of your next long rest. Next up, we gain the Fly spell, granting you a fly speed of up to 30 feet, with concentration up to 10 minutes. Level 7, we're going to take another level in Warlock. This grants us Dimension Door. Dimension Door allows you to teleport anywhere you can see up to 500 feet. Next up, we gain Trickster's Escape Invocation. This allows you to cast Freedom of Movement on yourself once per day for free without use of a spell slot. Freedom of Movement allows you to be unaffected by difficult terrain and spells and other magical effects that neither reduce the target's speed nor cause the target to be paralyzed or restrained. Alternatively, the target can also spend 5 feet of movement to automatically escape from non-magical restraints. Level 8, we're going to take another level in Warlock. This grants us another ability score improvement, so we're going to put 2 more points into our Charisma, capping it off. Next up, we gain Phantasmal Killer. Phantasmal Killer forces the creature to make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the target becomes frightened of you, and at the end of each of the target's turns before the spell ends, they must succeed on another wisdom saving throw, or take 4d10 psychic damage. On successful save, however, the spell ends. Level 9, we gain another level in Warlock. This grants us Whispers of the Grave. This allows you to cast Speak with Dead unlimitedly. Speak with the Dead allows you to ask a dead corpse 5 questions. Next up, we gain Hold Monster. It's identical to Hold Person, however, you're not restricted to the humanoid creatures. Level 10, we're going to take another level in Warlock. This grants us Mage Hand. Mage Hand allows you to levitate an object no more than 10 pounds. You can also use the hand to manipulate an object, open an unlocked door, container, stow or retrieve an item from an open container, or pour the contents out of a vial. Next up, we gain Armor of Hexes. When a creature that is cursed by a Hexblade curse attacks you, you can use your reaction to roll a d6. If you roll a 4 or higher, the attack misses. Level 11, we're going to take another level in Warlock. This grants us our first Specific Arcanum, allowing us to cast a 6th level spell once per day. We're going to pick Soul Cage. As a reaction, when a humanoid dies, you gain the following benefits 6 times, otherwise the spell is done. The first benefit is it allows you to steal life, gaining 2d hit points as a bonus action. You can ask a question and it will give you a truthful response. It can grant you advantage on your next attack roll, ability check, or saving throw. Or you can use it as an undead spy, allowing you to sense through it as if they were your own. And again, once you use these abilities 6 times, then the spell goes away in any combination. Next up, we gain Scrying. Scrying allows the creature to make a wisdom saving throw, as long as they're on the same plane of existence as you. If they fail a saving throw, you know where the target is. Level 12, we can take another level in Warlock. We gain another ability score improvement. This time we're going to put 2 more points to our intelligence. And next up, we gain Relentless Hex Invocation. As a bonus action, you can magically teleport up to 30 feet up to an unoccupied space you can see within 5 feet of the target that's affected by either a Hex spell, Hexblade's Curse, or Sign of Ill Omen. Oh wait, you have all 3 of them. We have finally made it to our 13th and final level of Warlock. This grants us our last Mystic Arcanum, allowing us to cast a 7th level spell once per day. We're going to go with Plane Shift. Plane Shift allows you to bring 8 creatures of your choice to a different plane of existence. And for our last Warlock spell, we're going to go with Negative Energy Flood. Unless the target is undead, it must take a Constitution saving throw, taking fight to solve necrotic damage on a failed save or half as much on a successful one, and the target that is killed by this spell rises up as a zombie at the start of your next turn, and the zombie pursues whatever creature is closest to it. Level 14, we're going to go ahead and take our first level in Fighter. First level fighters gain second wind, allowing you to heal 1d10 plus your fight level as a bonus action. Next up, we gain the Unarmed Fighting Style, allowing us to deal 1d8 bludgeoning damage plus your strength modifier. And while you have a creature grappled, at the start of your turn, you can deal an additional 1d4 damage to them. Level 15, we're going to move on to our second level in Fighter. This grants us Action Charge, allowing you to take an extra action once per short or long rest. Level 16, we're going to take another level in Fighter. We're going to go with the Eldritch Knight subclass. Being an Eldritch Knight grants you Weapon Bond, however it's not super important, so I'm not going to bother explaining it. Next up, we gain the Minor Illusion cantrip. Minor Illusion either allows you to make a sound as loud as a scream or as quiet as a whisper, or allows you to make an image that occupies no more than a 5-foot square and cannot have any other sensory effects such as a bright light. Next up, we gain Friends. This grants you advantage on charisma checks against a creature. However, after 1 minute, they want to kill you. Next up, we gain the Mind Sliver cantrip. This forces creatures to make an intelligence saving throw or take 1d6 psychic damage and subtract 1d4 on their next saving throw it makes until the end of your next turn. For our first spell, we're going to go with Burning Hands. This forces creatures in a 15-foot cone to make a dexterity saving throw or take 3d6 fire damage or half as much on a successful save. The Shield spell allows you to add 5 to AC as a reaction. Finally, we're going to go with Ray of Sickness. As long as you hit with a ranged spell attack, the target takes 2d8 points of damage, and then it must make a Constitution saving throw. If it fails that, it is poisoned until the start of your next turn. Level 17, we're putting another level in Fighter. This grants us boost score improvement. We put 2 more points into our intelligence. Next up, we gain Absorb Elements. As a reaction, we take Acid, Cold, Fire, Lightning, Thunder damage. You have resistance to the triggering damage type until the start of your next turn. Also, the first time you hit with a melee attack on your next turn, the target takes an additional 1d6 damage on the triggered type, and then the spell ends. Level 18, we're going to take another level in Fighter. This grants us the extra attacks, and then when we take the attack action, we attack twice. Level 19, we're going to take our 6th level in Fighter. This grants us a boost score improvement. We're going to go 2 more points to our intelligence modifier. Level 20, we're going to go with our last level in Fighter. This grants us War Magic. Whenever you use your action to cast a cantrip, you can make a bonus action weapon attack. Finally, for our last spell, we're going to go with Scorching Ray. You make 3 rays of fire, make a ranged spell attack for each ray, and on a hit, the target takes 2d6 fire damage. The pros for this build are as follows. First up, you have options both in and out of combat. One of the major benefits you have, however, is being the party's face. Next up, you have damage variety, which is good for out of combat, especially when encountering foes of different kinds. The cons include having low hit points, you're more of a solo combatant, and finally, you have concentration to deal with. You can only have 1 concentration spell up at a time. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. If you haven't done so already, comment down below which fictional character you want me to build next in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. Take care.